years, incredible concepts. You know, the space hook seemed to me like an incredibly brilliant idea. The arrow gets thrown away. Why isn't there any political will to make this kind of industry function worldwide? Because it seems that there's a lot of talent in this country and no political will. What's wrong with this country is the question.
Well, I think you just...
Can I try to answer Brian's question a little bit? I think one of the problems is to do with the time it takes from very beginning to the very end to design a plane is longer than the sort of life expectancy of a politician. And a politician basically is interested in the next election, which may be 4 years away.
Yeah.
Whereas a plane, you don't design and get it flying in 4 years, do you?
No, you don't.
Computer technology.
Yeah, but you can't go out and get a customer come in and say, you know, you're going to have 100 passengers back there, but let's play with this thing for a while. The simulator is a lot of fun to fly.
You had a lot of support for your venture from big people. What happened? Why? Who killed it? The government, and why?
Well, first of all, the supporters were loggers, the logging companies. And they're not normally in the aircraft business, but they did it only because they were trying to get wood fiber out of inaccessible forests. And it seemed like a great way to do it. And took a lot of selling, but they got behind it. But then the politicians and the aircraft industry itself in Canada, you know, didn't have any use for the source of the interest. I mean, aircraft manufacturers don't sell to logging companies. So there was kind of no connection between the two, and you know, there was no
but you had some big guns that couldn't influence the politicians.
Well, we ended up getting U.S. military money, and that's how the U.S. all of the U.S. aircraft, all the jet aircraft have a military origin, and that takes out the
Avro issue way back.
Well, yeah.
But that takes out the politicians, you know, because once the U.S. military gets behind something, it'll take them 15 years to develop a new aircraft, but at least they keep going; they don't stop. Whereas in Canada, politicians and civil servants decide everything.
They just pulled the plug on the F-22. They've invested already about $20 billion. It's a huge direction change. That was a fighter aircraft, or is a fighter aircraft. But in any event, John's right, it's a very big nut to crack if we don't have a customer at hand.
Like the military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were lucky in getting into someone like Panther, right, the first customer.
Who owns the plans, and where are the plans, and the rights to them, and
what we have?
For your
I've got them all in my basement.
Oh, you have good fire insurance.
We could start all over again without too much difficulty, but you know, there's no interest politically. There's no interest in the industry. So, and I'm too old to start again.
Remind me how...
The hybrid. Well, the fuel, as I recall, was in the cab, which was slung from the nose and tail.
So what kind of fuel?
Avgas, but the engines were off-the-shelf engines. Everything basically was off the shelf. And
is there a way that it could be reconstituted as more environmentally friendly?
Burwood.
That logging trees is a bad thing to do, period. And it's very hard to get some kind of a even though that's a huge industry in Canada and employs enormous numbers of people. There's really no sympathy for what the logging companies like McMillan Bloedel and others are trying to do.